Boom, what's up guys? Welcome back to another reaction video. Well, I always won't say it's a reaction video because this is the first one, but we're gonna be two animation stories shared by I'll leave all the links down below so I do not get copyright right or yeah. So enough with the chatting. Let's get right into the video. So
Hey, my name is Suzanne, and my dad is super strict. He doesn't let me wear short skirts or makeup, and if I'm home late by just a minute, I'm grounded for a month. There's no way he'd ever allow me to date anyone. So, when my cute classmate Larry asked me out, I knew I was going to have to see him in secret. When my parents left home for their usual Friday night date, Larry came over. I thought I was so smart arranging for him to be there while my parents were out. At first, everything was great. We were talking, laughing, not doing anything wrong. But about 10 minutes after Larry arrived, I heard the front door opening. I got really nervous in case it was a burglar. But then I heard my dad coming up the stairs. So I told Larry to hide in the closet.
hide in the closet or you gonna get caught.
My dad started yelling, Suzanne, Suzanne, do you have a boy with you? You better not. He came into my room and headed straight to the closet where Larry was hiding. To this day, I have no idea how my dad knew he was there. He sent Larry home, but I knew that wouldn't be the end of it. I wasn't supposed to have friends over when my parents weren't home, especially not a boy, so I knew I'd be punished. I thought I'd just be grounded, but that wasn't enough for my dad. He put a big video camera in my room and hooked
He put a video camera in someone's room. What is this, bro? It's a store, what do you call it? A goddamn jewelry store or what, some shit? Bro, come on, man.
it up to the internet so he could watch me anytime from his smartphone. It was so creepy. I could never relax in my own room. I was always stressed someone might hack into the camera to spy on me. But when I told my dad, he said I should worry about more important things, like being a well behaved daughter. As if that wasn't bad enough, the next Monday, I got my report card. My grades were bad.
It's a bad. That doesn't seem.
Really bad. It was all C's and D's. I knew my dad would be
D&Ds, that's what she
angry,
said.
but this time he didn't yell at me. He just said, All right, I don't expect you to be
Yeah.
good in every subject, but I want you to pick two subjects to focus on. I told him I liked English and history the most, so he said, I want you
Pick two subjects that you're good at: recording videos and gaming.
to study just English and history for an hour every day. If you get a B plus or better in both subjects next year, I'll get rid of the camera in your room and you can have a boyfriend. You can't imagine how happy I was. I ran to my dad and gave him a big hug. He was actually being reasonable, and being allowed to have a boyfriend was a huge motivation for me. For the next 6 months, I worked really hard on English and history. I wasn't allowed to miss a single day's study. So even if I was sick, I'd still sit at my desk for an hour and stare at a textbook so it looked like I was working. When it was time to get my grades, I was very nervous. I thought I'd done well because of how much work I'd done, but you never know. First, I got my history results, and I couldn't believe it. I got an A plus. However,
A plus. A.
when I got my English grade, I only got a B. I was devastated. I'd worked so hard, but it wasn't quite good enough. When I showed my dad my grades, he was very proud of my A plus in history, but he said that because I didn't get a B plus in English, I still wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. However,
Really? Okay, she gets an A plus in where in what do you call it? English. I don't know. What was it? No, in history, in English, she gets B. Oh, come on, bro. A, B. At least it's not C or D or F or G. Yeah.
I get a B plus in English, I still wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. However, he said he would remove the camera inside my room, so that was good. The funny thing is, I kind of miss the camera now. It gave me a sense of order. Since I'm not being watched anymore, I don't work as hard, and although I like the idea of being really good at something, it's hard to stay focused when I'd rather be texting my friends or watching YouTube. Well, thank you for listening to my story, and please subscribe to this channel.
That was a twisted ass story at the end. Well, in that case, well, she misses the camera, which is freaking weird. Okay, next to the next video. Okay, guys, this is the last video we're gonna be watching. Is aided my booth. Okay, the one thing I'm gonna say about this, the title, what can I say? How can I pronounce this nicely? What a shitty title. Okay, that's how nice I can say it. Okay, let's just watch the goddamn video.
Hi,
I don't
I'm
I don't
Susie.
know why I make hobo
I
jokes.
hated my daughter
I think I
for
was dropped
so
on my head when I was a
long.
baby.
Now, before you judge me and call me all sorts of names for being a bad mother and all of that, I'd like you to hear my story. Typical story of boy meets girl and they fall in love. Nothing special. James and I graduated from college with good grades, but getting jobs became an exhausting task. I worked as a waitress to earn some money while James was hunting for a real job. Everything is going to be fine, sweetie, I usually said with tears in my eyes,
Wait a second, being a waitress is not a weird job? Damn. And people say YouTube isn't.
which I quickly blinked away. We went to bed hungry most nights. There were some times I stole food from the cafe just so we'd have something to eat. I was caught one day and given a strict warning. A short time after, I found out I was pregnant, and I wept like a baby. We were barely surviving, and now we were about to add another mouth to feed, and all the difficulties that came with having a baby. Everything's going to be fine, James consoled me, even though he felt like crying himself. I won't bore you with the details of my pregnancy. Suffice it to say that getting pregnant was the worst mistake of my life. James changed after I gave birth. He started to neglect me and do everything I hated.
That's me in the future. Just sitting on the couch watching TV eating a sliced pizza. Yeah. Seems like the best day. Seems like the best day to me. Seems like.
And get angry when our daughter cried. But no, that wasn't when I started hating my daughter. James became a stranger and started getting phone calls from women. When I confronted him, he finally said that he's seeing someone else and doesn't want me anymore. I couldn't believe he'd do that after all we'd been through together. I was devastated as I watched him leave the house without even asking for forgiveness or begging for a second chance. That was about 13 years ago. It was very hard for me bringing up my daughter alone without a good job, but I managed just fine. Even if I went to bed hungry, I made sure Nora's stomach was filled. I was there for every school play, recital, ballet, bake sale, and so much more. James was nowhere to be found. A few years ago, I won the lottery and was finally able to start my own business and earn a great amount of money monthly. It felt like life was finally rewarding me after all the hard obstacles I faced. But what did my daughter do? When she was 10 years old, she found a picture in between the pages of an old novel, a picture of James and I holding her when she was still a baby. She came asking, and I shut her down. Had I known...
She shut her down like a computer. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry.
I should have told her James was dead. After all, he was dead to me. 4 months ago, I discovered that Nora had been communicating with her father for the past 3 years. She took that photograph and went investigating with the help of her friends and found him. I can't tell you how betrayed I felt. After everything I did for her, we had a major fight when she wanted to spend the summer with him. How dare you do this to me? How dare you go and meet that man who abandoned you?
Damn, it looks like mother's about to eat something, bro. Damn. Close your mouth. Put that snake back in his cage.
You ungrateful child. After all I sacrificed for you, I screamed like a banshee. Mom, please stop, my 13-year-old daughter shouted as she stuffed clothes into her bag. Why should I? It's because he's rich, isn't he? But I earn a lot of money now as well, and I did everything I could to make you happy. I was so mad at her, I yelled at the top of my voice. Yes, James later got his dream job. With tears in her eyes, she said, "Oh, Mom, how can you say that?" She left the house with me still shouting at her. That was the beginning of so many quarrels. I felt betrayal so strong, it was bordering on hatred. I told her everything I went through in the hands of her father, but she still went ahead to have a relationship with him. It got to a point, Nora and I no longer spoke to each other. Now you know why I can't stand her. It might seem petty to you, but I can't describe the hurt I feel. I hope you understand why I feel so betrayed, but what happened later might shock you even more. A month ago, James died of cancer, which I feel karma slapped him with. Nora was so inconsolable, but I couldn't feel pity for the man who not only broke my heart, but stole my daughter as well.
Damn, what
Wicked of me, right? I'm sorry, but that's the way I felt. That day, Nora walked into the room in a plain black dress, looking like her father died. Well, he did. Her eyes were puffy from weeping, and I wished with all my heart
Jesus Christ
that she'd be this sorrowful when I died. She walked to where I was calmly seated and threw a letter in my face. "What's this?" I asked. "It's a letter from Dad to you." "Get it away from me," I snapped. "Read it, for goodness sake," she yelled and rushed out of the room. After staring at the letter for a moment, I opened it resentfully and read it. What I read was not what I expected from James. "My dear Susie, the only woman I ever loved. This letter will come as a..."
Damn, looking like a goddamn. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, baby, look, and it's just covered with a blanket. He looks like it, bro. Look, don't it look like it?
A surprise to you, but
Hey.
I feel I have to explain things so that you can stop hating me, even in death. I'm so sorry for ruining your life. When you told me you were pregnant, it was bittersweet news to me. I was happy the woman I loved was pregnant with my child, but I knew what it would do to you, as things were very difficult for us then. But what you didn't know then was that I was diagnosed with cancer. I couldn't tell you and ruin that amazing moment for us. I know that what I did was wrong, but I didn't have any idea what I should do. So I pretended to be with someone else and started to treat you badly just so you would leave. I didn't want you and our daughter to go with me through this horrible journey of fighting cancer. I'm so sorry, my love. I died the day I left you, but I thought it was for the best. I sent you money through your boss every opportunity I got and made him call it a raise. You didn't win the lottery, my love. I sent you that money immediately after I made my first million, and I'm happy you used it to set up your dream business, which has made you live in comfort with our daughter ever since. I beat cancer a while before that, but I was told the chances are high that I would become sick again, so I couldn't risk it. I wanted to love you from afar, but I couldn't die before meeting Nora. When she found me that day, I couldn't help but take her into my life. She's a wonderful daughter thanks to you. I'm glad you found happiness without me. I'm so sorry for everything. Please, find it in your heart to forgive me I love you. Tears ran down my eyes in waves. Nora came into the living room, stared at me with pity in her eyes, and sat down to draw me into her arms. We cried together. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wept pitifully. It's okay, Mom. You didn't know. He explained everything to me when we met for the first time, but he told me to keep it from you. I had to respect his wishes. He was afraid you'd get back together, and then he dies and leaves you in tears. But I convinced him to write everything in this letter. That moment, my daughter and I connected again. I regretted all the time I spent hating her and her father. Maybe it's too late now, and I can never tell James how I feel. I want to punch him in the face for doing this to me, but also to hug him and kiss him and forget all the pain. It's too late. But it is not too late to love our daughter, the fruit of our love, forever.
So that was a big twist. This is he did because he did. Well, that is yeah. So that's all we have for today's reaction video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a big like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys want more like this. And I will leave both of the channels that I watched and the videos down in the description. Yeah, guys, in the next video. Peace out and